Breaking news, you can be even more kissable than you are right now with Lolo Lips by Barmaids. The makers of the exquisite Lolo Bar has one of the best lip balms available. Some lip balms can cause your skin to dry out if you stop using them, or if you lose them. And let's face it, we all lose them. This product doesn't force you to reapply in order to maintain the healthy, balanced levels of moisture ideal for beautiful lips. It comes in 8 tasty flavors with no paraffins, no fillers, no dyes, just natural lip moisturizer that has everything your lips want and nothing they don't. I dare anyone to try it and not feel like an addict. Kiss me, Lolo, I'm in love. Hi and welcome to Knitting Blooms. Today is Saturday, March 24th, and this is episode number 48. Welcome to the show. My name is Tina. Did I say that? It's early. I think it is, what time is it? It's 7:48. Another early morning recording, and actually I'm starting about 20 minutes later than I expected. I've got a crafting day today with a friend, and they're doing like a little fundraiser for the ladies group at their church, and so that starts I think at 9 o'clock, so I'd like to get there right when it starts. So I'm recording early so I can get this recorded, and it won't be posted until much later today, but at least it's recorded and that's taken care of. And Sammy, please don't move that. She's rubbing up against the lights and the tripod. So, thanks so much for joining me this early morning. Actually, I got up earlier this morning than I usually do during the week, but I'm an early bird anyway, and actually I woke up at 4:30 and was going to get up then, but decided that if I did that, I would be really groggy later today. So again, I want to thank everybody who took the time to get in contact with me. I really do appreciate when people get in contact with me, have questions, or just to say hello. So, okay. We have chasing kitties now. Crystal and Sammy are a little frisky today. Alright, so I'm going to jump right in because I'm going to try and keep this short. Let's first talk about the April and May knit along. I did post the projects, I think it was on Monday last week, and you have a choice to do a shawl or socks, and there's a free pattern and a paid pattern of each. So hopefully there's enough variety for everybody, for anybody who doesn't want to have to pay for a pattern or doesn't want to do a shawl or whatever. So I was going to show you the patterns on the iPad, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just insert a picture instead, just because I think you'll be able to see it so much better. I don't know if you can hear them. That's actually Marty. Marty! Anyway, so again, there's 2 shawl patterns and 2 sock patterns. I am going to start with the, I have no idea how to pronounce it. I'm going to try and show you this one. This is the shawl. That's the one I'm going to start with. And actually, I'm just going to show you them real quick because I think that you'll be able to see them okay. This is the other shawl. This is the free shawl pattern. The first one that I showed you was the paid shawl pattern. This is the, I'll try and include the name as well, the Ashton shawlette. The other one is Pamua. That's that one. That's the paid pattern that I'm going to start with. And might as well talk about this while we're here. I'm trying to decide which yarn to use. And these are my two choices. And I would like your help to decide whether I should use this one, which is pinks and purples, just a variegated colors, or variegated pinks and purples, or if I should use this one that has more of a variegation with, I'm trying something different with the light too, so you have to tell me how if it shows up better or not. This one's got purple and kind of a pinky purple, green, and yellow. So I'm trying to decide which of these I should use. I have enough of both. I don't know. I'm leaning more towards this one at this moment, but I think that this pattern will lend itself quite nicely to the variegation. And I hope you're able to see that in there. But you can always go and check it out on Ravelry. But I'll also try and put a picture in here as well. So yeah, let me know which yarn you think I should use. Maybe I should put up a poll on the group. And then here are the two sock patterns. This is the free sock pattern called Effervescent. That's the free one. And then this is the paid pattern, and again, I have no clue how to pronounce it. So there you go. So those are the 4 patterns for the April-May cowl. And there'll definitely be some prizes for that. I just fed them. I almost forgot to feed them this morning. And I came to sit down. That's kind of why I'm a little bit later than I wanted to be, because I sat down to record and I'm getting all ready and set the camera, and then I forgot I had to get up and go feed them, and then the camera shut off and I had to reset it again. So that's the April and May cowl that's coming up next month. So decide what you're going to work on, help me decide which yarn to use, and we're going to have some fun. Okay, Knittopia. Last week I talked about Knittopia 2013, and I'm pretty sure that the dates are going to be the same. I haven't confirmed it, and I haven't booked the cabin yet, but I'm pretty sure that it is going to be the 17th through the 28th of April. And what I have decided to do is to go ahead and accept registrations for the people who are ready to commit. And then I'm going to hold back 1 spot for the full retreat and 2 spots for each of the weekends to do at a lottery later this year. So hopefully that will provide enough opportunity for everyone to come if they choose they want to come. If you're coming with a friend, I highly recommend booking early, because we book up. I mean, there usually by January there's somebody who's dropping out for whatever reason, but you just never know. You just never know what's going to happen. So if you want to be there, book early. That's all I can say. I started out the first year. I started out with a different cabin, and we only had a small number of people. And then the next year, almost all of those people came back, and then more people came. And then the third year is when we started the week-long thing, because everybody wanted to come back the next year, and that would leave no openings for anybody else, which is why I'm trying to hold back some spots to allow some other people to get into those spots, because if everybody comes back every year, then nobody new gets to try it out. So I do want to leave that open for everybody. And I know that there's the people that I got responses from as far as that they wanted to come next year are the people that I've already signed up for this year. So anyway, enough about that. Just thought I'd mention it and get it out there. Okay. I went ahead and did the drawing for the Patchworks by Debi. If you remember, I forgot to mention it on the podcast last week, but I did decide to leave the thread open for 2 weeks for the featured designer, who is Patchworks by Debi. She does fabulous, fabulous color work, hats and socks. And now that I have my iPad, that would be Crystal running around. I can show you quickly, hopefully, if I can get over there. I didn't think to open that page up. She does fabulous, fabulous color work patterns. And I'm just trying to get over to her design page here real quick. And I'll show you a quick scroll of just some of her patterns. So she was the featured designer for the past 2 weeks, and we were doing a drawing. She donated $5 in patterns, and I also donated $5 in patterns. So 2 people have won patterns from Patchworks by Debi. And the first one is number 17, and I believe her name is Kaidyd. That's her Ravelry name, and I think her name is Kaidyd. She's from the Twin Cities, Minnesota, so congratulations, Kaidyd. You are the winner of $5 worth of patterns. You can... Cody. He's attacking the couch. It must be the weather today because it's a really nice, cool morning, and they are going crazy. I have no idea what they usually do when I'm at work, but they are going crazy this morning. Anyway, so Kaidyd, congratulations. You are the first winner of $5 worth of patterns. Patchworks by Debi, her patterns are between $2 and $5. So if you choose a pattern that is $2 or $3, you can get 2 patterns. Or you can select a pattern that is $5. The second winner is number 68, and that is Norabrown. And Nora is from McHenry, Illinois. So congratulations, Nora. You are the second winner of $5 in patterns. So if both of you would please contact me and or Debi. I'm sure I'll be emailing Debi and let her know that you are the winners. And well, actually, Nora, you will have to contact me because I'm going to gift you the pattern. And Kaidyd, you can contact Debi because she will be gifting you the patterns. But I will contact Debi and let her know who the winners are. So congratulations to both of you. And we will be having another featured designer starting next week. Okay. I also did the Barmaid's drawing. And that was for $15 off your order. And that winner is number 26. Amiyesiam. And that is Suzanne from Erie, Pennsylvania. So congratulations, Suzanne, for winning the Barmaid's $15 off your order. Lots of winners today. And maybe while we're talking about winners, we'll talk about the prizes for March Madness. Okay, so I know I'm sipping my coffee, and I was watching Retro Lemon. I think it wasn't yesterday, because yesterday I was swamped at work and I didn't get to do any knitting or watching podcast or anything. But I think it was Thursday, and she was talking about how She doesn't drink anything during her podcast because she doesn't like the slurping, and I hope I don't slurp my coffee, but I just heard myself slurp, so maybe sometimes I do, so sorry about that. I'll try not to slurp my coffee. Okay, so let's talk about the prizes for the March Madness drawing, because March Madness is going to be ending next Saturday, and you must have your completed project posted to the official thread on your original post by next Saturday. And I would actually say I would have it posted by Friday, because I'm going to lock the thread as soon as I start recording, because I'm going to draw and the prizes are going to be given away on Saturday, which is the 31st. Normally I would leave it open and give you a little bit of time to post your projects, but I didn't want to leave it open for a whole nother week, and it would be April 7th. And then if you don't contact me right away, I won't have your mailing address. And I'm leaving on the 11th to go to Knittopia. I'm going to be gone for a week and a half, which means that if I don't get this shipped before I leave, you don't get it for almost a whole month. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw the prizes next Saturday during the podcast, and hopefully everybody has had a chance to post their projects in the official thread. If you have any questions on how to do that, or are any questions about that at all, just contact me. So here are the prizes. First of all, Allison J. on Ravelry has donated $10 worth of patterns. So one lucky winner will win $10 worth of patterns. Again, if it's two $5 patterns or one $10 pattern or what have you, she has donated that. So that's prize number 1. Prize number 2 will be this Mary Kay Satin Hands set. It's a full set. It's for satin hands. It's cleansing gel and buffing cream and hydrating lotion. So the 3 steps in the satin hands and body is what it is actually. And the third is some of my coveted yarn. I have a really hard time giving away yarn that I've purchased, because I've purchased it for a reason. I purchased it because I liked it. And I almost feel like I would rather buy something new to give away, because most of what I have in my stash, I look at and I'm like, oh, I still love it. You know, even if I bought it 2 years ago, I bought it because I loved it, and I just have a really hard time parting with it. And I actually have a hard time parting with it even if I'm going to knit it. But like if I know that I'm starting a project for somebody else, I have a hard time using that yarn to knit something for somebody else when I bought it because I loved it and I wanted to have it for me. So again, I think that's why I end up with so much yarn, because every time I need yarn for a project, I go and buy more if it's going to be for somebody else, because I just don't like to give my yarn away. Sorry. So whoever wins this yarn is very lucky, because it is no longer available, and I love this yarn. So here it is. First of all, it's Hill Country Yarns, and it's the Sweet Feet. And this is my absolute favorite yarn, Sweet Feet yarn. This colorway is called Rustic Lodge, and it is like a reddish. It's a red. It's like a rustic red. It's not like a bright red. It's got some black in there, some gray, some brown, some tan. It's It's lovely. And again, it's my favorite yarn. It's my favorite sock yarn. And the reason that it's my favorite sock yarn is because when I knit socks with it, and as you wear the socks, the bottom of the feet, you know, if your feet sweat at all, it felts. And it makes it soft and smooth. And, I mean, it doesn't felt so that it shrinks, but the stitches felt together. So you don't see the stitches as much. It doesn't shrink, but it just the bottom of it felt. But it makes the yarn or the socks so soft on your feet. I love this yarn. I just wish I could get more of it. I know that I think there's people that have it in D-stash, but if I really have to get more, I can always do that. But I do. I have, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 skeins of this that I haven't knit up yet, because of course I'm waiting for the absolute perfect project for it, which probably will never come, but I just love it. So this is the 3rd prize for the March Madness. And again, you have to have your project completed by March 31st. Okay, we're doing good on time so far. It's only 20 minutes. So now, since we're talking about March Madness, let's go ahead and talk about my project, which is not that one. I really didn't get much knitting done this week. On the weekend I was able to get the Batamouche shawl, that one with the lace garter, or it's the lace yarn, but it was just a full garter stitch. That project is done, and also the cashmere beret, which is, I didn't bring either one of them over. I'll post a picture of each of them. Both of them are complete. Those were both knitting for hires. They were both very close to the end last week. I think I finished them both up on Sunday. But since Sunday, I did a little bit of knitting. Monday and Tuesday I got a good portion of knitting done while my boss was still on vacation. But then he came back on Wednesday and it got crazy. So Wednesday was pretty busy. Thursday was busy and stressful. And Friday was extremely busy. And we have a bunch of new jobs. I told you, I think it was last weekend that I told you about the tornadoes. So we've got a bunch of big jobs out in Dexter. We've got a couple of fires as well that have come in. So when it rains, it pours. It's like that. I mean, we've been dead for 3 months at least, because we didn't have a winter. And usually we have ice backups and ice dams and all of that. So anyway, we're really busy at work now, and now I probably won't get much knitting. But I did work on my March Madness socks. Last week, I was right there on this sock. So I knit up, and I also put in my heel. And so that sock is coming right along. I had hoped to be much further up on the leg. See, I've only got that much done on the leg. I had hoped to be much further up on the leg of the sock. The second sock, I just got the heel put in. I was right, this was the sock that I was right at the heel. And I just got the heel put in on that sock and then did a couple rows of the pattern, and that was all I got done on that sock. But it's all due to the fact that I didn't get much knitting time this week. I'm hoping, well, I don't even have to hope. I'm not going to get much knitting time at work this week coming up either. But with the craft day today, I'm hoping I can get a good amount of knitting done. I'm hoping that this project will be done by next Saturday, but we'll have to wait and see. But it's the Hermione's Everyday sock is the pattern. The yarn is Lorna's Laces, Soulmate, And the colorway is Purple Iris. So there you go. I really do like the Hermione's Everyday Sock pattern. It's very easy to knit. We are actually going to be going to the Hunger Games to see the movie tomorrow. However, oops, I'm just noticing as I'm looking at this. Oh, it's only, I missed a stitch. I thought it was a yarn over, but it looks like I just missed it. I'll have to fix it when I get to it. But we're going to see the Hunger Games. But this is a pattern that I don't have to look at a pattern, but I don't think it's a pattern that I could knit in the dark in a movie theater. So when I go to the movies tomorrow, I will probably bring some plain stockinette, probably the Peonies Please socks that have been languishing, waiting for this whole March Madness and Knitting for Hire craziness to get done. But hopefully these will be done by next Friday or Saturday, hopefully by the end of the month, because I'm asking you guys to get it done by the end of the month, so I should get it done by the end of the month. So that's coming right along. So March Madness, finished by March 30th, preferably, yeah, I put March 30th because I'll be recording. I'll probably record in the morning like I normally do. It might not be at 7:30 in the morning, but it'll probably be in the morning. Okay, so that was March Madness. Let's talk about the mystery shawl, which I did finish clue number 3, but you're not going to be able to see much of it because, again, it's just... Are we growling now? It's pretty much, I don't know, I can't... There you go. I don't know if you can really even see. That's clue number 3 right there. I like the big holes in it. It gives it some detail. But you can't really see what it looks like. I can't even see what it looks like. It'll be like a surprise all the way to the end for me, because I can kind of get an idea what it's going to look like by looking at it, but really not really. So it'll be a surprise all the way to the end. That's kind of how it was when I did last year's mystery knit along as well. You can't really get a good feel for how the pattern is coming out until it's done and blocked. You know, because usually you're looking at finished pictures of finished objects that have been blocked when you decide if you want to knit a specific pattern. But when you do a mystery, you just don't know. So clue number 4 came out yesterday. And now we've got Cody and Crystal chasing one another. I better grab my coffee before they knock it over. Clue number 4 came out yesterday, and I'm hoping to work on it today. I have already set up my knit companion on it. I did that last night. And let me just see if I can get in there real quick to show you. And I love the knit companion. It's fabulous. Project clue 4. Open. So here is my chart for clue 4. It's all in there and ready to go. One thing I found when I was doing this, I also found that as I'm working on this, if I pinch and make it bigger like that, because if I'm only working on these shorter rows down here at the bottom, I can pinch and make it bigger so that only those stitches show at the bottom. So if I needed to make it bigger, I could do that, and then shrink it down as I need to. So I found that kind of cool. I'm going to show you more of this pattern, or more of this program, when we get to the next project. So that's the March mystery. I'm hoping to work on this today. I did bang out this clue number 4 in one day, one sitting. I just sat down. I think I did it on Monday at work. I'm sorry, clue number 3. I did it at work on Monday, and then the project, I just could put it away for the rest of the week because I didn't have anything else to work on. And it almost makes me want to make all of my projects like a mystery project, or break them up into pieces so I can say, okay, if I want to get this project done in 4 weeks, I need to do this piece this week, this piece this week, this piece that week, because it's almost nice to just be able to have a specific amount that you have to do during that week and then be able to put it away and work on something else. Although if I had the 4th clue earlier this week, I probably could have gotten it done. But it's coming along, and I still have no clue what it's going to look like. I'm hoping, like I said, to get the 4th clue done, hopefully this weekend, so I can get it blocked and have it blocked to show you by next Saturday when I record. So that's the mystery shawl. The next project is the only knitting for hire that I currently have on the needles, and I can just show it to you right here because I have the PDF imported. Oops. And the pattern is called Haven, and it's a cute little cropped sweater for girls. And I have really taken advantage of this pattern, this software with this pattern. And let me show you what I mean. You will see, and I'm going to kind of enlarge it a little bit because, no, I think it is a free pattern. You can get it on the Rowan website, but you have to sign up for a free account on Rowan. But you can see, right here, this is 67. This is the size that I'm doing. And I was able to add that in there, that highlight, to highlight which size I was doing. And it's really easy to do, and I'm going to just do a quick edit on it. There's a button down here at the bottom that you can do a quick edit, and you can click on highlights, and you can add a new highlight over here, and then you can choose your color, whatever color you want, and then you just place your finger wherever you want that highlight to be. So if I want to highlight the 65, you place your finger right at the corner, upper corner of the 65, and then you have this big thing, and I kept thinking, how do I make this smaller? Well, this button right over here, it says move, and you click that button. That's the bottom right corner, and then you just click where you want that bottom right corner to be. Oops. It's kind of hard to do it at an angle. And then you select where you want it to be, and then you go back. So now you can see how that one is highlighted. So that's all there is to making those highlights. Another thing that I did was I put highlights down here where you have the different sleeves. The sleeves have different things that you do to them. So I put different highlights there, and also on, I think it was the right front, yeah, here, the left front. I put a note in here. Okay, right here, over here there's like a little, oops, pushing buttons. How do I get out of that? There we go. All right, there's like, over here there's like a little sticky button here, and I put a note in there to tell me that it was 10 rows up from the reverse stockinette where I start the decreases. So that's just a little note that you can put in there and hide away. I also put a note in the right front to remember that Oh, I highlighted, what I did was, on the right front, I highlighted the sections that I was supposed to be doing. See, you have the left front, and then you just reverse shaping for the right front, and because the left front starts on the right side row, and the right front will start on the wrong side row. So I just highlighted, let me zoom in, where it said right side or wrong side. Oops. Right side or wrong side here. So that would clue me in to say, hey, wait, you're not supposed to do that on here. It's just kind of like a flashing light to tell me that I need to do something a little bit different. So I loved that I could do all of that right here on the iPad, because I am going digital. I would normally do that kind of stuff on my printed pattern, but because I'm going digital, this is the perfect software. Perfect. At this moment, I can't think of anything that would make this software better. I'm sure that there's going to be, and I will contact, I think her name is Sally. She contacted me. She saw the episode last week when I talked about the software, and she contacted me and asked if she could link the podcast to her site. But it's an awesome program, and you just have to get in there and start using it and start playing around and start trying different things, and I think you'll love it. But I definitely think it's best for the iPad. Now, if you only have an iPhone, it definitely works on the iPhone. It's just a little bit more fiddly because of the smaller screen. It definitely does work on the iPhone, but having it on the bigger screen is so much better. So that is what I've been doing on the iPad, and I do have I actually have two havens that I'm going to be knitting, and I have almost all of the pieces for the first one. This is the medium size, and this is the yarn, and the yarn is Textiles of Mano, and I think it's the Sisters. I don't know if Sisters is the yarn or if Sisters is the colorway. I'm not sure. The other one is exactly the same, and I didn't pull it out. But I have the pieces, but I am almost done with the last sleeve. This is the first sleeve. So all the pieces are ready. I just need to put it together as soon as I finish that last sleeve. But I'm really enjoying this program, and I set this one up as a medium. I better go back in. I set this particular one up as a medium, but okay, I had to delete that other highlight that I put in there. Although I was already way past that section, so it probably didn't really matter. This was the medium, but now I have to do a small. So what I can do is just copy this and move everything around. So I think that's what I'll do. It should be pretty easy because I should just be able to move the highlights on each of the things rather than having to set them all up again. So that'll be an interesting thing. So again, that's the haven for knitting for hire. I do have one more haven to do, and I also have the other beret that is beaded for knitting for hire to do. And yeah, I think that I won't have any problem getting those done this week, especially with today having a full day of crafting. Let's talk about spinning, because I haven't talked about spinning yet. I am still working on the Giggle jelly. I don't know, it's merino and tussa silk. I call it the fluff because it's like everywhere. This is the cherry colorway. And here's my bobbin. I have 1 ounce left to spin on this first 4 ounces. And it took me all week to do 1 ounce. But I'm taking my time. I'm not trying to rush through it or anything. I'm trying to keep it consistent. So there you go. There's my bobbin. My bobbin, you will see, is still a little bit off. I think there's a small setting that I have to change on my woolly winder to make it more even. On my ladybug, my flyer kind of has a slight give to it. Even when I push the, I don't know if that's called the maiden, that front piece all the way back, which is, I think, why it doesn't go all the way back to the back. My husband made me a little stopper, like a little rubber washer to put in the back to keep it pushed forward, but it makes it harder to get the flyer in and out, so I haven't been using it. But when I do use it, my bobbins are even, but when I don't use it, my bobbins aren't even. So, but I think there is some kind of setting if I turn the hook on the, it's not the hook, the eye on the woolly winder one way or the other, I think it will adjust how it puts the singles or the yarn on the bobbin. But I haven't figured that out yet. But I have 1 ounce, exactly 1 ounce. I weighed it last night. I was spinning last night, and Sammy decided she had to sit on my lap at that very moment, and I weighed my leftover, and I had exactly 1 ounce left. I'm hoping to get this spun up this week so I can start the next 4 ounces. And if I can spin up 1 ounce a week, I'll have all 12 ounces finished by the end of May, and I can start knitting it. So that will be fun. Okay, so let's talk about podcast shout-outs. I have been watching some new podcasts because I've been catching up, although I fell behind again yesterday because I didn't watch any podcast yesterday, and I probably have 15 or 20 to watch now in one day. Maybe not that many, but probably a good bit. But some new ones that I've been watching are the Fat Squirrel Speaks, and that is with Amy Beth. I've only watched 2 of her episodes so far, and she's wild. She definitely reminds me of a squirrel. She has the perfect name for herself because she is like, but it's hilarious. You know, she's got so much energy, and she's definitely a comedian as well. And I actually contacted her. I think it was on her blog because I don't know if she has, I can't remember if she has a Ravelry group. But when I watch, I wonder, you know, you sometimes hear her husband in the background, and I wonder what it's like to live with her because she is so wild and crazy. But she's awesome, so go and check out her show. She's the Fat Squirrel Speaks. And her name is Amy Beth. She is the Fat Squirrel, I think, on Ravelry. And the second one, I just started watching on Thursday. I think she is only 2 episodes in, and that's Kneedles and Nuts, both with a K. Kneedles and Nuts. And that is Lily Lemon. And I don't know what her real name is because she doesn't have a real name on Ravelry. She may have mentioned it in the show, but it escapes me right now. And she just started, like I said, I think she's only done 2 episodes, and she also has her husband on it doing other projects. I guess her husband is a woodworker or something like that, or does lots of tinkering in the garage. And he, like most husbands of knitters, or just most husbands in general, when their wives think, oh, I need something for this or I need something for that, they want to go out and find a way to make it. That's how my husband is anyway. I think I've shown you my Lazy Kate, and he's working on an e-spinner. But anyway, so her husband does that sort of thing for her as well, and they've decided that they're going to do little tutorials when he makes her something for her knitting. They're going to do little tutorials on how he has made it. And the first one that I saw was she had knit up these little owls that Retro Lemon designed, Jenna. And she needed somehow to display them. So her husband made these little driftwood stands for them. So he does a quick little, it wasn't that long, maybe 5 or 6 minutes for the little tutorial on how to make a driftwood display stand for the little owls. So I thought that was interesting. And so those are the 2 podcast shout-outs this week. So go and check them out if you're looking for some new podcasts. I'm not looking for any new podcasts, but I seem to find them, and I can't not watch them. That's my problem. I can't not watch them. And so, yeah. Definitely go check out those podcasts. And if you have a podcast, or if you know of some podcasts that I don't know about, let me know, because I just guess I need more podcasts. And I think that's all I have for you today. What's over there? Come here. Cody's gonna come and say hello. Come up here. Come here. Come on. No? Come on. Come on. Hurry up. We're closing it out. No? Okay. Anyway, okay, so that's all I have for you today. I'm off to go and craft all day and hopefully get lots of knitting done. So, I hope you guys have a great week. Hope your knitting blooms this week, and I will talk to you next week. Bye!